Hello, beautiful souls. This is Masami. I hope you are doing well and staying healthy. New moon in Sagittarius. So it's coming right around the corner, and it's all about addressing your eyes, your actual physical eyes, and your clear vision, and strengthening the power of seeing. And the health of your eyes, which I will definitely go into more in detail a little later here in this video. But let's come back to this power of seeing and vision first, because the new moon in Sagittarius will give us this gorgeous opportunity to get clear or clearer in your vision. And if you don't have one created or one that it's like newer vision for you, I recommend that you look at some things that you have been focused on, but put a little bit of this new moon energy into it. Can you put new twist to it, or maybe new way of looking at it, or add a little different ways to address your vision or to make that vision come true? So it's a great time to revisit, get stronger in what you're seeing, and get clear on your focus and choose a direction that will elevate who you are. And this new moon in Sagittarius gives you this opportunity to clear one of the most important channels of seeing. That's your eyes, which we will go into, and invigorate your vision. And a couple of the questions that you may want to ask yourself during this new moon period, which will be from Sunday till, I would say, where I sense is till about Thursday evening or so. So this whole week is going to be a great time to ask yourself some of these questions, like, what am I not seeing right now clearly? And am I putting blinders on? Then begin to remove those things so you can begin to see things a little bit more clearly, like under a sunlight kind of thing. It's interesting because we're in the new moon energy, it's the darkening energy, but within that darkening, you can dive deep into the inner light so you can see things a lot more clearly that way. And maybe another question will be, what have I been ignoring? So what am I not seeing? And what have I been ignoring? So that those two questions might be a good ones to look into, seeing into, and see what comes of these questions in the next 4 or 5 days for you. And one other thing that you may want to contemplate on is there's a saying, right? The seeing is believing, but oftentimes it's the believing is seeing. You believe it because you saw it, so it's important that we work on our own belief systems, because the belief systems can help you to see, but oftentimes the belief systems can block you from seeing other opportunities and seeing things from a different angle or different lens, or different ways of navigating your life cannot come into your life because your belief system is actually blocking you from seeing some other ways to live. So that's something to contemplate there too. And how you believe shapes what you see. So let's keep that in mind. And now let's go into your physical eyes. And we've all heard that, eyes are the window to your soul and health. When you have blood sugar dysregulations or immune system issues, or you have maybe pre-onset of diabetes, things like that can cause you to have other ailments, dysregulations in your bodies, you're going to experience symptoms in your eyes. And here are some of the indications that will show up on your eyes, because your energy gets congested in your eyes when you have these dis-ease, disequilibrium, things are out of balance. So here are some of them: dry eyes, redness, or maybe pain in your eyes, burning eyes, night blindness, such as maybe you are having a hard time driving at night or at dusk, or seeing in the dark. So you have to really turn on bright lights in order to look at the materials on the paper, or you're having a hard time reading things on the computer and things like that, unless you really brighten up the screen. Those are some of that night blindness that can happen. Cloudiness in your eyes, like maybe a film over your eyes kind of a feeling. Itchy eyes, tired eyes, and eyesight's getting worse, but they get worse like first thing in the morning, or towards the end of the day, or mid-afternoon when your blood sugar is dropping, things like that. Pay attention to when your eyesights are fluctuating and changing. Vision disturbances, tearfulness, like excess tears. I had a client that was always scratching his eyes, and it would just make this like a swishy sounds in his eyes. Well, just kind of like a wetness that would come up. That has a lot to do with overall health, especially your gut health. And if that's your health is not optimal, your eyes are going to struggle because your eyes are showing kind of a culmination of what's happening inside you. So it's worth paying attention to. And because of strain in your eyes and maybe the vision issues and itchy eyes and tired eyes and things like that, you might start to experience some headaches from this. So then what do we do about it, right? We need to look at certain nutrients that can be helpful for your eyesight, your eye health. But number one, I think too much screen time. I don't need to really talk about this too much because I know most of you know about it. The difficulties that we are bombarded with every day, which is the phone, the screens, the TV screens, this bombardment of blue lights all day, especially after the sunset. So see if you could dim your lights. Salt lamp, like Himalayan salt lamps, are great. The orangey lights are great. So putting dimmer switches, maybe getting orange tinted glasses that you can wear at night. Those can be so helpful. I utilize these things every day because my eyes will let me know that I have been overusing my eyes. And by adding this kind of a care, my eyes will respond so quickly and thank them for taking care of them. So tired eyes, some of us are tired from holding a vision for others as well. And maybe holding the peaceful light vision of the universe, not the darkness, not the density, but the light and the pureness of the vision. And that can be very tiring to all of us. I think it's important to acknowledge that. End of the year, there's a lot of kind of exhaustions that will bubble up in all of us. And part of it is because we've been holding that vision of positivity and optimism for many of us and many, many people outside of your own vision as well. So this is a time to come back inward and reflect on yourself and refocus and re-envision what you need. What is your vision that will support you and your health and your future. And I think that's important. So you're not just holding on to everybody else's. Okay. And I know those of you that are listening to this, you know who you are when I say these things. And new moon in Sagittarius is really all about actually optimism for the future, because this like bow and arrow that it's being pointed towards this beautiful vision ahead of us in the future. That's what we're holding on to in Sagittarius, right? So keep the optimism living and moving through you. Don't get so bogged down. And if you're getting bogged down, you may notice these signs showing up on your eyes. And hold the expansiveness, wide vision of not just who you are, but the overall world. And hold it a little bit lightly. If you're having some eye issues, hold it a little lightly, soften up so that it can help you to relax a little bit too, especially at the end of the year. Okay. Other things like nutrients or riboflavin. So that's B2. B2 deficiency is really common, extremely common. I mean, I see B vitamin deficiencies all the time, but B2 in particular. So if you're getting keyed up this time of the year, you see it all the time on the highways. You go to the store and everybody seems to be happy holidays, but all keyed up, right? B12 can be very helpful for balancing your nervous system. And when your autonomic nervous system is flipped or not balanced, they can actually show up on your eyes. Eyes are fascinating. The more I learn about the eyes, the more I am in awe and inspired by what eyes can provide for us. So B12, take a look into that. And deficiency in vitamin A, especially if you're having night blindness or burning or itchy eyes, vitamin A, very, very important. And I will put a link to the eye supplement that I love using below. So you can take a look and you can take a look at the ingredients in there. But certainly you want to go for a vitamin A for a lot of eye issues. And I think that includes how do you hold your own vision, okay? And how to keep the optimism going. Dry eyes, absolutely omega-3s. Okay, when you are lacking in omega-3s, your balance between omega-6 and omega-3s are off. Most people are eating way too much omega-6s. If you eat out a lot, if you're eating a lot of packaged foods, holiday cookies and holiday sweets, so full of omega-6s, then you're not getting enough omega-3s. then you're going to experience dry eyes. But also omega-3 deficiencies can tie to the liver and gallbladder issues as well. And I'm going to actually go into one gallbladder point that will support your eyes. And that can be very helpful for dry eyes and all the other eye issues that I just named. Liquid iodine can be very useful for dry eyes too. Consuming iodine-rich foods, adding liquid iodine to your water. So, and I have, like I said, I included the link below for the eye supplements that I use. So do check it out. And your eyes are a huge part of your immune system. I said this earlier, but when your blood sugar is off, your immune system is struggling. It isn't just about vitamin C's and taking zinc, but it really is about looking at my eyes, my eye health. And especially vitamin A can be very, very helpful for all this immune issues, as well as seasonal cold, seasonal flu, and sniffles and coughs and things like that. You do want to look into vitamin A. And these symptoms will definitely show up on your eyes too. So pay attention to that. Okay, so the point that I would like for all of you to address and maybe touch is the gallbladder 1 point. It's the beginning of the gallbladder meridians. And it's a gorgeous point because it's so easy to access. It's right when the upper lid and the lower lid comes together, right at the corner of your eyes. You move it just slightly over and you'll find a little bit of a bony part and there's a little indentation. Don't worry about being too specific here because we're not needling any of these points. We're using your own index finger, or I like the ring finger as well because the ring fingers are really gentle. So you go to the corner of your eyes, move over it just a little bit, and you'll find a little bit of a bony point there. And I want you to just hold that point, and you can put all your other fingers there because then you'll be addressing other gallbladder points as well. So you just hold that point for 5 seconds. And you can put a little pressure on it if you like. And then release that for 5 seconds. And you can do that like putting a little pressure for 5 seconds and release that for 5 seconds. And you do that for like 3 rounds. Then you can just gently massage that region without pulling your skin too much. And I like to go bigger and bigger with my circles because right at this temples, like this area of your eyes or your face and your head region here, this is the gallbladder points right here. They're like circling points here. So you're releasing some of the tensions from the gallbladder by doing this. And it's so helpful for your eyes. And after you do that, go ahead and rub your hands, warm your hands up, clap, clap, clap. And you can blow in your prana. And then go ahead and cover your eyes, close your eyes. Just really darken your eyelids. So no extra lights are coming in. It's very difficult these days for your eyes to completely experience the darkness because it seems like we live in a world with some kind of lights on, or outside never gets completely dark if you live in the cities. And you can do that for up to a minute or even longer if you feel like it. And then afterwards, you could keep your eyes closed, release your hands, and touch that gallbladder 1 point again. Just take a moment and thank your eyes for doing all these work. Just so much your eyes are not just communicating to you and to communicating to the world, but balancing all of who you are as well. And release your hands there. And so this beginning gallbladder point, the GB1, it's really lovely to do at the beginning of the moon cycle as well, so that the new moon cycle begins. The GB1 can be a helpful point as well. Okay, so as we wrap up this video, I just wanted to mention a little bit about the Mercury retrograde that is coming right around the corner as well. It's going to be a day after the new moon. And, the Mercury is already in the shadow period. The Mercury retrograde is impacting all of us already. And what it is that you will have plenty of time to reflect, and reflecting on what happened this year, especially from maybe the last Mercury retrograde, and what you need to release and what you need to let go. You'll have plenty of time to do that. But what I would like for you to really focus on for this new moon is not to lose sight of the importance of this new moon, because this new energy of envisioning the new and finding clear vision for your future, that's going to carry into your Mercury retrograde, because the Mercury retrograde is going to be from December 13th until January 1st. So that gives you a sense of during this whole entire holiday season, we're going to be impacted by this both energy, the new moon in Sagittarius, asking us to create clearer vision, work on your eyesight, have focus, and don't lose the optimism. You want to carry that energy all throughout the Mercury retrograde. So it's worth bringing those two concepts together. So be sure to take some time and create some extra space in the next few days to reconnect with your personal vision, possibilities and potential, and true and clear perspectives on what's ahead of you. And I believe it will help you greatly to become conscious of how important this new moon is. So enjoy taking some time for yourself in the next couple of days as you welcome the new moon in Sagittarius, as well as the beginning of the Mercury retrograde. I look forward to being with you again soon. And if you like this kind of video, and if these are helpful for you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me, and this will help me to continue to produce these videos as well. So thank you so much. Namaste.